Well, everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Cocaine Bear. And this is based on a true story from director Elizabeth Banks and focuses on drug trafficking experience gone wrong when a bunch of cocaine lands in a national park and a bear starts consuming it and then rampaging, because in real life that bear died pretty quickly. But not in this movie. This bear does some serious damage. And along the way, I think Elizabeth Banks brings an interesting tone to this film. It is super 80s. Like, it's super 80s cheesy most of the time. Mark Mothersbaugh's score is, like, next level. Like, I did not expect the score in Cocaine Bear to go as hard as it did, but it sure did, and it's so 80s. It really captures the time period. You know, you're watching a schlocky 80s B monster kind of movie, and that's exactly what Cocaine Bear is. Now, there are some very violent and also very funny moments. I do think that there's some moments where it's trying to be a little too serious, and it takes a little step too far, and it's something that doesn't exactly feel earned, or tonally it feels like it's swinging a little too far, but generally it knows it's like winking at you how absurd and ridiculous that this movie is, and it leans into it real hard. And like I said, Mothersbaugh's score really elevates that campy ridiculousness. And overall, the film, like, if you look at the screenplay, there's so many characters. They try to set up way too many characters with way too many storylines that are all interwoven. But you know what? They gotta pick up a ton of cannon fodder for this bear to go wreak some havoc, and boy does it. It gets gory, limbs are torn off, blood is pouring all over the place on screen. It goes there. So be prepared. It is quite gruesome watching this movie. And the characters, there's a wide range in terms of like interest, and I think all the performances from the actors, they deliver. But you have like Kerry Russell, who's very bland, but you have Brooklyn Prince and Christian Convery, who play her daughter and her daughter's friend, and I feel like these two characters are a lot of fun, and you have some fun moments with them. You have the drug dealer end of things, and you have a cameo from a pretty famous actor towards the beginning of the movie as he's like jamming out high on cocaine, listening to Jane by Jefferson's Starship, chucking cocaine bags out of a plane. And that particular actor has so much fun in the very brief screen time. But generally they're run by Sid, played by Ray Liotta, who, you know, is tough Ray Liotta with any crime situation. O'Shea Jackson Jr. I think does fine, but it's Alan Ehrenreich who honestly does a lot of great work in this film, because like he's a drug dealer who left the game, turned his back on his father, trying to be better with his wife. His wife passes away. Now he has nothing. Like, he struggles to keep connected with his son and all these kinds of things, and there's so much emotional baggage there. And there are moments, especially towards the end, where they really try to get a little too cheesy with like the emotional impact, but you know, it has its moments. And Isaiah Whitlock, he Jr. has a lot of fun in his role. Esteemed character actress Margot Martindale and Jesse Tyler Ferguson have a fun time. You even have Christopher Hivju, who is, Tormund from Game of Thrones, pops up here. There's just so many characters and so many moving pieces that it's kind of hard to keep track of everybody, and so few of them have any like real depth or interest laid on them. But some of them, they're fun, they're engaging, they have their moments. But this film really is about the bear and the craziness of that this bear perpetrates. But I had a fun time with this movie. It's not the most deep or impressive from like a screenplay perspective, but boy does it have the tone, the atmosphere, and the fun factor all rolled up into one. Definitely worth a watch. But those are my thoughts on Cocaine Bear. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.